Welcome everybody to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. This is the Ignite Wrestling Pro Curtain Call Free review show. Ignite tore the house down yesterday at Shenley Road, put on one of the best Brit wrestling shows you will see, and the main event blew everybody away. We're going to get into that and everything else that happened on that show. And I'm going to change the video background so you can see what match we're going to talk about first. But it's packed house at Shenley Road. Everybody that left that show left with a smile on their face. That is for sure. Now, the first match we're going to get into was the first match of the evening. It was a triple threat match involving Mr. Arrogant over here, Chris Aries, Smashing Mike, and Jay Joshua. Now, obviously, Chris and Mike previously had lost the Turnbuckle Championship in Smashing Mike, and of course, Chris losing the Ignite Championship to Tommy Kyle. These two had a point to prove. Jay Joshua has impressed at Ignite without winning a match as of yet. This triple threat match was brilliant. You had the charismatic and energetic Mike. You had the always unhappy Chris Aries and the hard hitting Jay Joshua, and they put on a brilliant triple threat match to start the show. Chris Aries at one point was looking like he had the match won before Smashing Mike interfered in the proceedings there and set up the victory for Jay Joshua. Jay Joshua getting the victory in what was a hard hitting, uh, action packed opening contest, and Jay Joshua picking up the victory. Now, what does that mean for the future for these three? There was talk about potentially these guys, the winner of this, becoming number one contender or being in title contention for either the Turnbuckle Championship, and more about that later, and the Ignite Championship. Obviously, the main event were Spike Trevet and Tommy Kyle. So potentially the winner of this would indeed become, or at least be in title contention. And Jay Joshua now picking up that victory is now surely in with a shout of in or at least in contention for these championships. However, the match didn't necessarily end there. Aries, as unhappy as ever, losing the match, took it out on Mike, who eventually knocked him out of the ring. But seemingly a challenge was laid out between Aries and Mike for Chapter 4 this coming February. The match hasn't been announced yet. There's been no official acceptance of the challenge yet. But Mike is very unhappy with Chris Aries and wants that match come February. Chris Aries, of course, not yet accepted or declined the match for February. We are waiting for official word from CJ Cato, who coincidentally had a very eventful night at Shenley Road. More on that very, very shortly. But will the Mike challenge be answered? We will find out in the coming weeks and months for sure. Now we come to another hard-hitting encounter. The returning Chantal Jordan against one of the most favorite people at Ignite, one of the most people love at Ignite, shall we say, Aluna. Now, last time Aluna was out against Sapphire, we saw a different side to Aluna. You remember me reverting to the aggression, the hard hitting Aluna that really Shenley Road hasn't become accustomed to. And her and Sapphire kicked seven bells out of each other. Well, in this match, Chantal was literally kicking seven bells out of Aluna. However, we did again see that aggression from Aluna, the hard hitting, these hard headbutts and forearms and everything else. She is adding this to her repertoire and becoming a serious, serious contender in Ignite for championships. And again, in this match, she did get the job done in a very hard hitting manner. We want to see more of this aggression from Aluna. We loved it. We couldn't think of anyone more aggressive than Sapphire to for her to go against and Chantal Jordan. And my word, Chantal did bring it. But it wasn't enough, and Aluna got the job done. Now, outside of that, Aluna did request again that she's in the hunt for championships. Obviously, the Turnbuckle Championship is a Ignite, as is the Ignite Championship. And look, we've already said before that the winner of that triple threat match, would be in title contention. However, we can't keep a Luna from not having an opportunity. There's going to have to come a point when she is in title contention. And a win against Chantel Jordan, in the nature and the way that she won it, with that aggression coming back, she's got the sweetest smile, but the hardest headbutt in Ignite. And the future for this with Aluna, who knows? But again, they can't keep denying Aluna the opportunity. And maybe this coming February, we will see Aluna in maybe a match, or maybe even in a title match. Who knows? We will wait and see come February. Now, here we go. I said about CJ Carter's night being eventful. Well, this brings me to this particular match. No DQ, Nino and Truman. Truman took it upon himself on several occasions to get involved. He attacked a good friend of ours, Tig, during the raffle a couple of shows ago. He attacked Leland. He attacked Leland, sorry, Nino's brother. He then got a match with Nino at the last show, and if Truman won the match, he would indeed be on the Ignite roster. And again, utilizing the Bryant brothers, he did get the job done. He pulled Leland in front of Nino's way during that match and managed to get this match. No disqualification. And we spoke just now about Aluna becoming more aggressive. Nino was ultra aggressive in this match. And my God, they used every weapon imaginable. We had kendo sticks, we had chairs, we had trash cans, we had tables. We also had referee Nick Cooper get hit on the head by Nino accidentally from a chair shot during this match. But like I said, trash cans, tables, kendo sticks, you name it, was used. Truman and Nino both had the match won at several points during this. But Truman then tried to take it a step further, like he always does. He had Nino on the chair. He was going to go to the middle rope and he was going to put Nino through that chair head first. Leland comes on, who was doing some ring stuff for Ignite. Leland come in and basically covered over his brother to say, no, you're not going to do that. Again, Truman takes it out on Leland. Again, Nino was aggressive to try and get back at him. But to Truman's, he was, to his detriment, well, not even to his detriment, but to fair play to him, he was taking it to both. And he had them both laid out. And then the third Bryant brother, Xander, comes out. And then he's hitting Truman with everything, setting up the opportunity for Nino to get the victory. Now, it's still at this point, Nick is carried out. He's been hit over the head with a chair. He is being seen to by the medic. There is no referee. Out comes Ignite General Manager CJ Carter, makes the pinfall 1, 2, 3. Nino picks up the victory in the match. CJ Carter raising the hands of the Bryant brothers. However, as the Bryant brothers are heading up the ramp, Truman attacks the retired and injured still CJ Carter in the ring. He is stomping him, he is punching him. The Bryants come back, hit a triple super kick to get Truman out of the ring. CJ Carter raises the hands of the Bryant brothers again, but Truman put his hands on the Ignite general manager, which is something that you just do not do. CJ Carter has yet to comment on what is happening with Truman Roswell, whether or not there's going to happen in February. Is he going to be fined? Is he going to be suspended? Is he going to be fired? We don't know. And again, CJ did not want to comment at this time as to what Truman's punishment is going to be. Nevertheless, ramifications heading into chapter 4. Well, we're just going to have to find out at this time. But Truman, again, just crossing that line, crossing that line, crossing that line. He's going to have to get his comeuppance at some point. We thought Nino had done it, and that was going to be it. But of course, Truman being Truman, that's never it. And the conspiracy, certainly for him, continues. We had a break. We had a raffle. At that time, the raffle went smooth. Aluna come out. We chose some winners. The raffle was done. There was no Truman interference in the raffle on this occasion, anyway. Then focus shifted to the Turnbuckle Championship, our championship. Trew and Lacey against CPF in a tag match in which, if Trew or Lacey got the pinfall, Mark Trew retained the Turnbuckle Championship. If Joe or Danny pinned either Trew or Lacey, the winner of the pinfall would become Turnbuckle champion. And this was an incredible tag team match. I absolutely loved it. And of course, I'm a little bit biased with this. Obviously it's our championship. We loved it. It's a dream match. First time ever tag team match between these two teams. It was brilliant. We loved it. Hard hitting, fast paced action like you was always going to get with these four. However, Mark Trew did indeed pick up the victory after what was a great, great encounter between these two teams. I'm not going to go into the issue surrounding the Turnbuckle Championship on here. I have just released a video that has gone on to our socials, giving you a little update about what's going on with the Turnbuckle Championship. So keep going, check that out. Suffice to say, Mark Trew isn't happy about his treatment since becoming Turnbuckle champion. He did make an announcement during the show, and like I said, I have followed that up with a little update via video just before this went out to air. So go and check that out. But my word, when this video, the whole event, sorry, is available to stream in 2 parts on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and check that out, guys, for sure, if you want to go and see it. But Ignite will upload a far better version of these matches on their YouTube show. So go and subscribe to Ignite's YouTube. You'll get a far better showing of it than what we would bring you. But if you want to see it in real time, go ahead, go and see it on our YouTube show. But Mark Trew and Kieron Lacey won the match. Subsequently, Mark Trew is still, at the moment, hitting the Turnbuckle champion. So congratulations to Mark Trew and Kieron Lacey. But a valiant effort from the CPF guys. We really hope that they are back at Ignite soon. We love them here. The crowd love them. Everybody loves CPF. Attention turns to this one. We had a debut, KM Lane. We had the ever cocky Taylor James and his tiny manager, his tiny friend, Tall Tom, and the briefcase. Taylor being called some very objective briefcase names, shall we say. If you're a fan of the In-Betweeners, you know exactly what that happened. But the debut of the ever-exciting KM Lane, someone that myself at the Hitting the Turnbuckle and Ignite have wanted to bring to Shenley Road for some time, and we are grateful that it did indeed happen this coming weekend. This was a really good back and forth match, which was scuppered, unfortunately, by the big man behind me, Tiny Tom. Tall Tom, if his real name. But nevertheless, it was scuppered by that. The constant interference by the man really did put a dampener on what was such a great one-on-one match. And of course, because KM Lane kept being distracted by Tom Mercer, It eventually led to the downfall of this match and Taylor James hitting a burning hammer style fidget spinner, which, by the way, looked amazing. I will give Taylor credit where it's due. That was incredible. I love that. I thought that was great. The way that he finished the match was brilliant. The way that necessarily the match went out because of this interference, it really did ruin a great encounter. Now, obviously, this brought out an extremely pissed off CJ Carr, who was pissed off for many reasons. Obviously, the stuff with Truman still fresh in his mind. But he didn't like the fact that this great match was ruined by interference. And Taylor's last few matches since winning this briefcase has been constantly had interference by Tom Mercer. So CJ played him at his own game actually really well. He said that come February at Chapter 4, Tom and Taylor will be in a tag match against the Bryant brothers. Well, initially he offered the tag match to them. Now, Tom was very quick to accept that tag match. Taylor, not so much. But they did agree on that tag match. And then CJ Carter played them at their own game and dropped an absolute bombshell on Taylor and Tom by saying that this match in February at Chapter 4 against the Bryant brothers would be for the Call Your Shot briefcase, which means Taylor's guaranteed title opportunity against either the Hit and Turnbuckle champion or the Ignite champion would be gone if he loses the match and handed to the Bryant brothers. Nino probably more than Xander. They'd have to take that with themselves. Should they be winning the match? So Taylor has now had it reversed on him. Will he be the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner or holder of the briefcase come the end of his match at Chapter 4? That remains to be seen. Now, furthermore, on this, you would have seen Taylor's former tag team partner Jack Torino. He put a video up apologizing to us here in the Turnbuckle, apologizing to Ignite for his actions with being with Taylor and saying that he needed to take some time away. Now, Jack has since reached out to us at Hitting the Turnbuckle, and he wants to come on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast to explain his actions, to go through his future, and I think to apologize again to us, which there really is no need to apologize to us. But he's requested to come on. I have allowed him the opportunity. We're sorting that out. So Jack Torino will be coming on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast to address everything that has happened over the last year or so. So we will welcome Jack onto the show very soon. Keep your eyes out and peeled for that interview. But Taylor won. So congratulations to Taylor. But February, my friend, you're going to need to make sure your little big buddy, Tom Mercer, is ready, because if you don't win your match in February, you will no longer have the briefcase. Let's talk main event now. Wow, wow, wow. What a main event this was at Curtain Call 3. The Vulture Spike Trevet made his Ignite debut against the Ignite champion, Tommy Kyle. And my God, did Spike Trevet bring it yesterday at Curtain Call 3. He had the crowd, should we say, the palm of his claw? I think would be the one, for want of a better phrase. The Vulture had the audience in the palm of his claw. This match was absolutely tremendous. If you don't want to watch it, I would recommend probably not watching it via our stream. But when Ignite upload this match to their YouTube channel, watch it. It was one of the best Brit Rest main events I have seen in a long time. Spike Trevet literally fought tooth and claw for the Ignite Heavyweight Championship, and he come within an eyelash of winning the Ignite Championship. Now, what I should have said earlier on was we did indeed find a replacement ref, not Nick, as he was called by everybody at ringside. He was refereeing this match. He also got hit during this match and took a ref bump, but Spike was within a whisker away of winning that Ignite Heavyweight Championship, much to the chagrin of everyone in Shenley Road. However, Tommy Kyle, being the absolute maverick that he is, found a way to found a way to beat, Spike Trevet and retain the Ignite Heavyweight Championship. It was a tremendous way for Ignite to sign off with 2024 of their shows with these two. Much respect to Spike Trevet. He absolutely bought it big time to Ignite. And I hope and pray that it is not the last that we see of the Vulture at Shenley Road. We need Spike back because, my God, if he brings it the way that he brung it in this. Tommy Kyle, on the other hand, second defense of that title, second absolute banger that he puts on. He is vastly becoming one of the most popular people at the end of Ignite. At the end of that match, he literally had kids surrounding that ring, banging on the ring apron for him because he put on an exceptional match to end proceedings at Ignite. And what a champion Tommy Kyle has been. Who is going to be his opponent in January? I've heard of a few names that have been mentioned, and my goodness me, he's going to have a fight on his hands if one of those names becomes official. Tommy Kyle will very much have yet another huge match for that. But he's also got to have the head on the swivel. Because obviously Taylor James, who may or may not be the briefcase holder, could decide that might want to invoke his match. If he's still briefcase holder, he may want to cash in on Tommy this coming February. Who knows? And Tommy may not even be champion by the end of chapter 4 because whoever the opponent is, and as I said, I've heard a few names being battered around, and whew, it's going to be an interesting one for Tommy Kyle. But there is so many questions that need to be answered and that will be answered going in to chapter 4. If I said chapter 3 during that show, I apologize. They were going to have things like, will there be a HTTB Turnbuckle Championship match? Will Mark Trew even appear? Don't know. There is a video out there, like I said, for you guys to go and watch about an update regarding the championship. So go and watch that. Will Tommy Kyle retain the championship come chapter 4? Will Truman Roswell show up again? And if he does, what will CJ Carter have in store for Truman? I pretty much hope Truman doesn't show up, to be honest with you. And will Taylor James have the Ignite briefcase to call your shot? And if he does, will he? Or if he doesn't, will one of the Bryant brothers decide it's time to cash in and stake their claim on chapter 4? Also at chapter 4, the exciting debut of one of the most up and coming rising stars in Brit Rest, Leon Cage, comes to 96 Shenley Road in February. You do not want to miss the exciting debut of Leon Cage. I need to have a chat to CJ Carter about his match this coming February. I'm sure if we could fit him in somewhere into the Turnbuckle equation, we will. Guys, get yourself a ticket to chapter 4. The ticket link is embedded into the comments of this video, so go and check that out. And obviously, like I always do at the end of every year, I want to extend my personal thanks to CJ Carter, to everyone that works at Ignite, for the wrestlers, to everybody, for allowing us into your home, so to speak, for a few times a year. Obviously, our championships there, Ignite, have opened up their arms to us having a championship at Ignite. It means the absolute world to us. Everyone at Ignite, from wrestlers to refs to all the people behind the scenes, really do feel like family to every one of us at Hitting the Turnbuckle. And we are so grateful for you giving us the opportunities that you do. And obviously to the Ignite fans for embracing the Hitting the Turnbuckle Championship the way that you have done. It means a lot to us for you guys to enjoy those matches. And I really, truly do hope that you do enjoy every Hitting the Turnbuckle match, along with every other match Ignite put on. But that's not the end for Ignite and hitting the turnbuckle in 2024. CJ Carter will be joining me in a few weeks as we cap off a year review of Ignite Wrestling in a few weeks. So that will be going out in a few weeks. So go and check that out when it comes out. Get yourself down to Shenley Road for Chapter 4 on February the 9th. I'll be there. CJ will be there. Ignite will be there. We want you there February the 9th. Go and check us out. And until then, everybody, buckle down, stay safe, and goodbye.